from the Central Valley to be exact. And one of the number one questions I've been getting recently is what are the rules that I have when it comes to day trading, okay, you guys? But before I get into that, let me say a little bit about myself. I've been trading for a little bit less than a year, and at first it was a big learning curve for me. There was a lot of things that I did not know. I didn't know there was such thing as paper trading. If I knew that existed, that would have saved me a lot of money instead of me learning from my own mistakes. And like I said, it's been a little bit less than a year. It's been a very good learning curve, but now I notice how to identify potential. I notice how to take profit home, and I notice how to, basically being more independent when it comes to this. But before I get started, you guys, there are two groups that I'm involved with. One of the groups is Watch to Trade by Nasir, and this group is a group that has a lot of potential. It's a new group, and there's a lot of members that are getting involved recently. I'll leave the link below, you guys. Make sure you guys get involved with that group. And another group that I'm involved with is Watch
Tech
to
Bus
Trade, and that
Solutions.
was with Ricky Gutierrez. And this is a little bit of a group that's a little bit older. It has a lot of more members, and it's very important to you guys get involved with the groups, especially both of the groups that I mentioned, because there's a lot of people that you guys could learn from their experience and see how they do or what they do to identify potential and to lock profit and take money home, or to learn from the people that are not knowing what they're doing. All right, but anyways, you guys, let's get into it, okay? All right, you guys. So let's start with number one, you guys. All right, and this is when it comes to penny stocks, you guys. These are my rules when it comes to penny stocks, okay? And let's start with rule number one, you guys. Rule number one: never hold a penny stock overnight. And I have learned from experience, you guys, that especially in my amateur stages, that I hold a penny stock overnight and I'm up 25, 20%, 50%, and I hold it overnight. I wake up the next morning and 20, 15, even sometimes 25%, you guys, of my profit gains are gone. And it sucks, you guys, because it has high volatility, and because of the high volatility, it moves up so fast, but at the same time it moves down so fast. So I have learned from my mistakes that doesn't matter how good a penny stock is doing, before after market or before the market close, I will sell my position to make sure I lock in my profit, because I have learned from my experiences. And it sucks when you wake up the next morning excited to look at your profit and it's gone. All right, so that's one of my number one rules, basically holding a penny stock overnight. All right, so that's number one, you guys. Number two, okay, is that always buy a stock, a ticker trending up, you guys. There's a lot of amateurs that I have seen, and it doesn't make sense to me, because I see them getting themselves in a position and the stock is just trending down. There's nothing going on, no volume, nothing at all. And it doesn't make sense to me. Sometimes I wonder myself that if they know something that I don't, but majority of the time they are wrong. And that's key, you guys. You guys gotta buy a stock trending up, okay? And it's very important that you buy something that's trending up. If you're buying something that's going down, it's because you're shorting it. But if you're going long, you should not be trending. You should not be purchasing something going down, okay, you guys? So that's number two. Number three, you guys, is that when it comes to buying a stock or a ticker, whatever you want to call it, you want to make sure it has at least 10% growing potential. At least, you guys. I always try to look for 15, 20, 25, 30, even sometimes 40% growing potential, you guys. And the reason is because it tells me that the stock has enough strength to move up or down that much percent, 20, 30, 40%. And it gives me a chance for me to be able to lock in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 20% sometimes profit, because of the stock, of the volatility is so high and it moves up or down. But you want to make sure it has at least 10% growing potential within a day, okay? So it doesn't matter if it's up or down, but you want to make sure that it moves, okay? So that's number three, you guys. Now, number four, you guys want to make sure that you're always locking in profit at least 3%. At least 3%, you guys. That is the average growing rate for a profile. Okay, so you want to make sure every trade that you make, you want to lock in at least 3%, you guys. And if you could make more than 3%, that is gravy. Okay, but at least 3%. Okay, all right. So that's number 4, you guys. Now number 5, you want to make sure that when you want to purchase a stock, you always purchase on sell. Limit to buy or limit buy. I'm not sure which one comes first, but limit to buy or limit buy. And what I mean by that, you guys, for example, let's say you're looking at a stock and the price is $2.50. So right now, this second, this minute, right? And you decide to buy 200 shares. So that's $250. Okay? So let's purchase that 250, all right, per share. So now you execute it, and before you know it, it's $2.53. So now you bought it for 3 cents over the price that you thought you were going to get it at. I have learned from my experience when I was with Robinhood, that happened to me often, until I learned to avoid that and purchase everything when it comes to limit, because I want to purchase it at the price that I want, and it helps me save money, and it helps me to buy even a little bit more shares. Okay, so always try to buy everything when it comes to limit. Baby, when it comes to market, you're gonna buy it for the price that is moving at right now, and sometimes it will cost you a little bit more. Okay, so that's number 5, you guys. Now number 6, you guys, before you buy, you guys, make sure you guys know the resistance, the support, what's the reason that it's moving. Majority when it comes to penny stocks, you guys, there are a lot of pump and dumps. Okay, and sorry about that. I want to make sure the volume was up. Okay, but it is. There are a lot of pumps and dumps, but some of the majority of them, there's a catalyst behind them, or a warrant behind them, or some reason, maybe a news that they're moving up or down. So we try to find out the reason, because if it gives you a reason that is good enough that maybe you believe in, it gives you a little bit more confidence when it comes to that trade, to that position that you're about to get into. Okay, so always try to find out what's the reason that it's trending up, you guys, or trending net down. Okay, excuse me. Now number 7, when you guys get yourself into a position, right after that, make sure, like I was mentioning, make sure you know the resistance and the support, and when you get yourself in it, make sure you always set a stop loss, you guys. And the reason it's important to have a stop loss is because these penny stocks, they're high volatility, and they move up so fast, sometimes down so fast, that a lot of people tell me, well, no, I like to have a mental stop loss. But you know what? It moves up so fast and it drops so fast that your mind's not going to be able to stop it. So make sure you have a stop loss, you guys. And me, myself, I always try to have the stop loss at close enough to the purchasing price that I got it at. That's why I always try to get myself at the right position if I can, because if it comes to a stop loss, I want to make sure I break even, or at least 1 or 2 or 3% max below the position that I got in. Okay, you guys, because if you could cut your stop losses as soon as possible, you will lose at least 2 or 3% tops, 1%. But when it comes to winning, you will win more percent of what you lost. You see what I'm saying? So you'll have more of a consistent winnings when it comes to losses, because you'll be able to break even. Okay, and as the stock that you're involved with moves up, make sure, or trending up, make sure that you rise or move your stop loss up with the position that you're involved with. So for example, if I got in at 250, 15-20 minutes later it's at 260, 265, see, then I move my stop loss up. So if it drops out of nowhere real fast, I make sure I locked in at least some type of profit. That could be 3, 5, 6%, wherever you're comfortable with. Okay, but make sure you set a stop loss, because the important thing is not to lose money, you guys. All right, you guys. So now let's move on to number 8. Number 8, you guys, is that when it comes to making a decision, try not to be emotional. Let's try to be logical, and let's try to make sense of what we're looking at the chart and everything that we see that's including with that stock, because sometimes we get emotional and we make a mistake, and that mistake ends up costing us money, and it sucks, you guys. So let's do our best to make sense of it, understand it, and think logically to make sure is this trade going to be beneficial or not. All right, you guys. All right, so let's move on to the other guys. to the other one, you guys. Number 9, when it comes to selling, you guys, when it comes to selling, try to sell at a sell limit or limit to sell. And the reason why I said that, you guys, because if you could sell it at a sell limit to sell, you will sell at the price that you are confident that it's going to hit. And I just advise the people that I know, the people I try to help out with, is that make sure that you set the sell limit to sell if you're confident that's going to hit that price, you guys. Because if you're not confident that's going to hit that price, there's no point of you having that sell limit. Alright, and majority when I set a sell limit, you guys, because when I notice that it hits that resistance once, twice, or maybe 3 times, so after that once or twice time, the 3rd time or the 4th time, I have my sell limit there, so I make sure it locks in that percentage profit of that price that I want to sell it for. You see what I'm saying? Okay, you guys. So now let's move on to number 10, you guys. Is that when it comes to money, you guys, or position, when it comes to selling, you only lose when you sell. I hope you guys understand that you only lose when you sell your position, and you only win when you sell your position. Wherever goes up will come down, and whatever comes down, sooner or later it will go back up. History repeats itself when it comes to the stock market, you guys. Okay? So I hope you understand that, because it's a very important key, because I've seen people that have lost hundreds, even thousands of dollars, and they're putting their hair out, they're going crazy, and it sucks to see them going through that. But another example that I want to give, for example, you buy a share at $2.50 and it drops to $2, and 2 days later it's up at $3. See what I'm saying? You only sell, you only win or you lose when you sell. Okay, you guys? Alright. So now let's move on to number 11, you guys. Majority of a lot of stocks that I look at is when it comes to momentum. Some of them come to when they're in red, in the negative side, and the volume is red, the volume's increasing, or sometimes there's a reason why it's starting to trend up, but they're in the red zone, negative. And if I see they're trending up, and if it makes sense to me, you guys, I get in. And the reason why I get in, you guys, because I'll be able to take a bigger percentage home, because I'll be able to capture the negative percentage of the red, and after it hits that support above it, I'll be able to take now that green percentage, that positive percentage. So I'll be able to take some red and some green, a bigger, higher percentage home. Okay, so I always see those, and I see those as an opportunity. Okay, you guys. All right. So now, another thing is that number 10, you guys, don't ever chase a stock. Okay. Only when it's going supernova and it's rising crazy, and if this makes sense, you could feel it in your gut, and it's just flying. A lot of them, sometimes it's hard to catch it at a dip or so. So I understand, get yourself in, but make sure you set a stop loss. But me personally, I always try to buy at a dip, you guys. Because if it hits the dip and it keeps trending up, I'm in. It's starting to trend back up again, and I'll get my percentage and I get out. Okay? Alright, folks. And we are almost done, okay? And sometimes when things go supernova, sooner or later they're going to consolidate. Everything consolidates, you guys. Every spike has a dip, okay? And every dip, sooner or later, is going to have a spike again. Alright? Alright, you guys. Now, another thing when it comes to purchasing stock, me, myself, I always like to purchase 1 or 2, no more than 2 stocks, tickers at once, because honestly, they do need your uninvited attention. Alright? And always do your best to set alerts to help you keep track of what's going on. Okay? Alright, you guys. And last but not least, you guys, is to never ever lose money. It sucks when you lose money, but you know what? There's a lesson behind every loss, so make sure you learn your lesson. But do your best, you guys, not to lose money. Alright, you guys. Again, my name is Fidel. I'm a day trader. Make sure you subscribe. Plenty of videos, more to come. This is one of my first videos. So any comments, any advice that you guys could give so I could make this a little bit more exciting, more fun, more educational for you guys, please leave a comment. Please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Alright, you guys, make sure you guys join